Welcome, pagans, heathens, and curious Christians, to yet another episode of Pagan Haven, where learning builds community. I'm your co-host, Astra Dawn, and I am joined by our co-host, John Carter.
What's up, everybody?
Unfortunately, because we're so close to the holidays and I'm actually in the process of moving, we are not in the same location this time. So if you're seeing this on YouTube, you're not going to see like our faces this time, but I will be putting up pictures of the things that we're talking about as we go through this episode. We are in the process of making a official Pagan Haven studio actually at John's house. He has a basement that is it completely renovated, or you're just...
Oh yeah, it's all completely renovated. It's just, we'll have to decorate it the way we want it so it looks good for us.
And make sure it's a little bit more soundproof too, but yeah. Yeah, so we will have a permanent home here soon, and we will be doing videos together. It just, with the way this one lined up, we just weren't able to be in the same location. Plus, with my busy life going on right now, yeah. But we do have some amazing changes coming and already happened to Pagan Haven. As you heard me say before, I said Pagan Haven, where learning builds community, instead of the educational tour of paganism, because we felt like where learning builds community kind of fit what we were trying to do here, because basically we're trying to make it a place that everyone can come and learn. So we're trying to build a community here of, people, I guess, who want to learn about paganism and the similarities between the different religions. We also have a new intro-outro. It was graciously given to us by one of my coworkers. He's part of a local band, and I had explained to him that we were looking for a unique sound for Pagan Haven that is all our own. And he's like, I have this. Me and my band kind of recorded it. It was just a fun little thing we did, but we never did anything with it. Do you want it? And so he was like so awesome with giving us that, which is just great. But enough of talking about the podcast as a whole right now. We'll talk about it a little bit later. We want to get into what this episode is. This episode is talking about the winter solstice in general. We're
YOLO.
Specifically going to... I was going to say, we were specifically talking about Yule, which John here has taken it upon himself to call YOLO all the time.
YOLO.
But we're going to be talking about Yule and Christmas and the traditions that are very similar between them. But we're also going to go back all the way into like ancient Egyptians and talk about how they celebrated this time of year as well. So we're going to talk about the progression of the holiday season, I guess. So what is Yule? Yule is a celebration that is more or less always celebrated around the 21st of December. It can change because Yule is celebrated on the winter solstice. So sometimes the winter solstice can change. And what people, if you don't know what the winter solstice is, it's the shortest day of the year, which means that the sun just isn't up as long that day. It's the darkest day of the year, basically. So Yule is celebrated on around the 21st of December and normally through January 1st, which is 12 days. So Yule is both celebrating the shortest day of the year, which is midwinter, but it's also a celebration of the return of the sun, like the rebirth of the sun.
Yule, Christmas, holiday spirit.
Happy holidays, everybody. But like I always say, before you learn about how you celebrate it now and the traditions that we have now, we want to talk about the history, because how are you supposed to know anything about anything if you don't know the history of it? So we're going to go all the way back 4,000 years ago, where the Egyptians celebrated this time of year as the rebirth of their god Ra. Ra being the god of the sun, who also symbolized heaven, kingship, power, and light, and was considered to be the king of all deities and father of all creation. Sounds similar to other things that we believe now. As the culture flourished and the Egyptian, empire spread, other civilizations started to also celebrate the rebirth of Ra around this time.
Ra, 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 ra.
Are you singing Lady Gaga?
Yeah.
Of course you are. So that's just kind of like a glimpse of the Egyptian culture. We're going to jump ahead to the Romans. Romans celebrated on December 17th a holiday called Saturnalia. Saturnalian was known to be a festival of merrymaking and debauchery. So it was a very rowdy time where people were drinking and just having a great time, basically.
It's an extended New Year's.
Yes, it's an extended New Year's. Just having fun. And it was a week-long celebration. It was in honor of their god Saturn. And these celebrations involved sacrifices, which we talked about in the Samhain podcast about how sacrifices are a part of a lot of these cultures in their past. It's not something we do anymore because as cultures evolve and religions evolve, we get away from that kind of stuff because, well, killing someone in the name of a god is not a good reason to kill someone.
Send it.
Oh my goodness. But they would also celebrate Saturnalia by giving gifts. They gave special privileges to their slaves and obviously a lot of feasting. I don't think they were technologically advanced enough to fly all the way to Saturn.
Oh. Well, that would have been appropriate, but,
Well, why don't you go celebrate it now?
All right.
It's almost the 17th. Go fly up to Saturn real quick.
Yeah. Be back next year on the 17th.
Oh my goodness. But anyways, the citizens would always decorate their halls with greenery, any kind of green plants that they could find. They'd also hang tin ornaments off of bushes and trees. And bands of naked people would roam the streets singing. So just think of the Christmas carolers we have. Right? Think about the Christmas carolers we have now, but naked. And probably drunk, too.
Maybe that's where chestnuts roasting on an open fire came from.
I highly doubt that.
Hey, you never know.
Oh my goodness. Whatever. I swear, the things that you think of sometimes.
Hey, like I said, I'm the party of this podcast.
Yeah, I know. I'm the boring learning, and you are the fun,
monotone.
Goofy.
Monotone. Welcome, everybody. This is our podcast. We're going to teach you about things today.
You're lucky you're my best friend. You're lucky you're my best friend.
Sorry, I'm nodding off. What did you say?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Anywho, we're done talking about the Romans and Saturnalia, so now we're going to jump to what we now call as Yule. So
Christmas?
Germanic... No, we're not there yet. We're getting there. Hold your horses.
Okay. I don't got horses. I got goats.
Well, hold your goats then. Anyways, Germanic and Norse pagans celebrated it as a midwinter festival, and it was to starve off the dark and the cold and prepare for the long winter that was ahead of them. Farmers and locals would gather and they would bring food, ale, and livestock to sacrifice. They would splatter the blood of the animals that they sacrificed all over their altars, their walls, and even themselves.
Wow, kinky.
I don't think it was in that purpose, but okay.
Hey, you don't know. You don't know. People are into some weird shit.
Uh-huh. Yeah, but sacrifices were actually very big when it came to most Icelandic practices. That's where people see most of the Viking markings that are like white in nature and stuff like that. Like the Vikings that had those markings, those were like Icelandic Vikings, and they were very big into making sacrifices for their gods. They would also toast many gods during this time of year, mostly being Odin, who was the, king of the gods, basically. So going back again to where Ra was talking, Fang just shook in the background. So thanks for that, Fang. He wanted to be a part of the podcast. But just like Ra being the, king of all deities, the creation, the all creator, they saw Odin the same
God
way
Almighty.
In those aspects. Exactly. So you see a lot of the times around this time of year, you're celebrating the god of gods, basically. Celtic druids believed that the sun had stood still for 12 days during the darkest time of the year, where you get your 12 days of Christmas. They commonly gave mistletoe as a blessing to signify life during Yule, because of the fact that it's the rebirth of the sun, the earth going to be reborn. They would burn logs, which we now call Yule logs, but they were mainly to keep off evil and welcome good fortune.
It's a log. It's wood.
Yeah. We'll actually describe the Yule log more later on in the podcast to describe exactly how they would set up a Yule log, what kind of wood they would use for that and everything. Celtic druids also would sacrifice a white bull during this time, white being signified purity and light.
That's some bullshit.
It almost went over my head. But
Oh, shit.
You're a special man.
Yep.
So now we're actually going to talk a little bit about Christmas and its history, because Yule and Christmas actually coincide when it comes to the history of, the beginnings of Christmas and kind of how Yule influenced it. When Christianity started to spread throughout Europe, many pagan winter solstice traditions were incorporated into Christian celebrations. This kind of started in the 5th century, about 1500 years ago, when Christians realized that pagans were more reluctant to give up their festivals and rituals whenever they were trying to convert them to Christianity. They decided to start to try to incorporate them into a quote-unquote Christian holiday. So Yule had already been about drinking and partying and giving gifts and decorating. So when Christianity started to try to change that a little bit, they were trying to take the good parts of it, but obviously the pagans brought everything with it. So Christmas actually for like 1,000 years was associated to drunk parties because of that fact. In England, drunken mobs would take over the streets. They would even crown a beggar Lord of Misrule. This mob would bang on rich people's doors demanding to be served food and ale, and if they refused, they would get violent. So Christmas very quickly was seen as an un-Christian holiday because of the fact of the pagans bringing their type of celebration into it. So in early America, it was actually banned in Boston in 1695. And there was a lot of other colonies and settlements that did the same, where they really truly believed that Christmas was un-Christian, and they would actually fine people for showing any type of Christmas spirit. However, Christmas did come to America in the 19th century, when immigrants were bringing Christmas to America, basically, and showing their traditions and what they did, and the more Christian Christmas that you see nowadays. So it was only brought to America through immigrants who basically reintroduced it and made it so that it was no longer outlawed to be celebrated here. So that is actually just the history of Yule. We're going to get into the modern day practices of Yule and all the meaning behind of what we do after we take a quick break to talk about our sponsors. So a little bit about our sponsors. With this episode, we just have one sponsor, which is Astrid's Army. Astrid's Army is actually me and John Carter's brand, which we are basically building together. He has joined our brand to help out and be basically my right-hand man here. It's actually nice to have him to help me out and everything, we are working on a new logo for Astrid's Army. The Pagan Haven stuff is pretty much completed, where we switched over our logos and stuff. We're pretty happy with it, but we wanted to change a little bit about Astrid's Army. So we are talking to an artist right now who is a good friend of mine about buying some of his artwork, and he's working on a new logo for us. We're also going to be working on new merch lines that come into the new year, where me and John are going to get into a little bit of a friendly competition where we try to see whose designs win. Because I still think mine are going to win.
Nah, the Heartburn's going to win.
Fenrir and his Heartburn.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. But if you guys want to check out the merch that we have right now, you can check us out on Etsy under Astrid's Army. We also have a new link in bio that I made that shows the personal social medias of myself and John. We have all of our pages for Pagan Haven. We have links to our store. So you definitely want to go check that out. It's going to be in the description of wherever you're watching this or listening to it, whether it be on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. It will be in the description for you to check out. So since we had just one sponsor, we are going to be diving into modern day Yule, how it's celebrated, and the similarities that you see between Yule and Christmas. Generally, Yule is celebrated by Wiccans and other neo-pagan practitioners. Decorations that you normally see when it comes to Yule is greenery, such as Yule tree, holly, pines, mistletoe, and ivy.
Christmas tree?
Christmas tree, yes. They would make wreaths that would represent everlasting life, protection, and prosperity. These were normally made from yew trees, holly, pine, mistletoe, and ivy as well. The yew tree is associated with eternity and reincarnation, which is what you're seeing after, the winter solstice has ended, because the sun comes back and the earth is being reborn. Holly and ivy warded off any negative energy. Pine had healing magic. And mistletoe would bring fertility and abundance. Then you can have a Yule log, which is what I said that I was going to describe to you, John, where it is not just any old log.
It's an oak log.
You decorate an oak log with pine cones, dried berries, cinnamon sticks, holly, and mistletoe. I've actually seen people also decorate them with orange slices as well. Whenever you had these Yule logs, obviously they're for decorations that you can use in your Yule altar, which we will talk about in a little bit. But by the end of the night...
Sounds like a fruitcake.
You sound like a fruitcake.
No, what you're describing in this log, it sounds like all the ingredients of a fruitcake.
I know. I was just joking. I try to be funny too, okay?
Well, keep trying.
Thanks.
Oh, man.
But just like with Samhain, you have bonfires during Yule, so you would be burning this Yule log in the bonfire or in your fireplace. It is a symbolic ritual to release the past and banish old or negative energy that you do not want to follow you into the new year. And it also welcomes back the sun and celebrates the days becoming lighter.
Guess who's back again?
Sorry. Are we always just going to come back to singing?
Yeah.
Okay. As long as we're all warned of it.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'll keep my day job.
Uh-huh. You would also decorate with candles, which represented the returning of the light, and a Yule altar. So Yule altars, you use the Yule log to obviously decorate it before you would burn it. You would try to use the colors blue, silver, white, gold, red, and green. Now, I'm not going to get into what every single color symbolizes, but we'll get into some of the main ones here. White in witchcraft associated with purity and truth, and something that you could use to be put onto an altar for that color is a bowl of snow, because they actually did do that for altars in the past as well. They would use snow to decorate the altars. Gold would symbolize the sun, and so you would want to try to use like yellow candles or maybe even some gold jewelry to be put onto your altar. Red in witchcraft symbolized passion and sexuality, and it also symbolized prosperity, which is what you're looking for the new year. In Christianity, obviously, red is associated with the blood of Christ, which is what you see for the Christmas colors. And you can use holly, poinsettias. Obviously, poinsettias are not safe around kids or pets. And you can also use red candles to be able to put onto your altar to symbolize the red color. And the last color we're going to get into is green, because obviously red and green is something that you see a lot for Christmas colors. And I especially wanted to get into green because there's actually a story to why we use like evergreen trees, pine trees, and the type of trees that we use during Christmas. So green in witchcraft symbolizes prosperity and abundance. And the story that is told behind why we use evergreen trees and stuff like that for Christmas decorations or Yule decorations is the sun decided to take a break from warming the earth, and so he went on a bit of a hiatus. Before he left, he told all the trees and plants not to worry, because he'd be back soon. After the sun had gone for a while, the earth began to get chilly, and many of the trees wailed and moaned in fear that the sun would never return, crying that he had abandoned the sun. Some got so upset that they started dropping their leaves on the ground. However, far up in the hills, above the snow line, the fir, the pine, and the holly could see the sun was indeed still out there, although he was far away. They tried to reassure the other trees, who mostly just cried a lot and dropped more leaves. Eventually, the sun came back, and the earth began to grow warmer. When he finally did actually return, he looked around and saw all the bare trees. The sun was very disappointed in the lack of faith that the trees had shown, and reminded them that he had kept his promise to return. As a reward for believing in him, the sun told the fir, the pine, and the holly that they were permitted to keep their green needles and their leaves all year long. However, all the other trees still had to shed their leaves each fall, as a reminder that the sun will be back again after the solstice. So that's actually like one of those old, folk stories that you hear, but that is trying to describe why we use those kind of plants during this time of year.
So you're telling me these damn trees pretty much threw a whole ass hissy fit and temper tantrum?
Yes.
Because the sun went away.
Yes. Sounds like my dog.
Childish ass trees.
Yeah, it sounds like my dog.
It sounds like my kids.
But okay, so the next thing that you would use for decorating for the Yule season is fruits and nuts. You see walnuts, pecans, and hazelnuts, and oranges and apples that symbolize the winter solstice, which I had explained how people actually use orange slices for their Yule log. Bells are another thing that is a big pagan practice. They use bells to try to drive away evil spirits, but it's also to bring harmony to a magical space.
Just to irritate everybody around, beating on bells. Good morning! Ding, 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 ding.
It's Yule! Yoo-hoo! Big summer blowouts!
Oh my god.
Oh. So, anyways, back to decorations. So you can also use sun wheels or other solar symbols because you're using it to establish your connection to the sun and make it easier for its long journey back to the earth. astrological signs are very big when it comes to witchcraft in general, paganism in general, because we truly believe that, you know, the stars, the moon, you know, you hear Mercury in retrograde and all that other good stuff. It's all very big in our culture and our religions. And feasts are obviously still a big part of the winter solstice traditions. You think of Christmas dinner. Yule also has their Christmas dinners, I guess. It is a celebration of life in darkness, and it's supposed to make you feel connected to others, because obviously, you know, way back when it was the colder winter months, you didn't really interact with too many other people and stuff like that. You were all kind of like shut in. So this was your time to be able to connect to others and feel safe. You can also do wishing rituals during Yule. And it's kind of what you see for a New Year's resolution. Wishing rituals, you think of your resolution for the new year and your intentions for what you would like to see in this new year. You light a candle and you speak your resolution or what you would like to see come into the new year out loud. Then you sit and let the candle burn down while you watch the flame burn it down, because you're trying to visualize your ambitions actually coming true. So it's kind of like a meditation moment where, yes, you're going to be there for a little bit watching this candle burn down. So, John, that's not something you're going to want to do with your ADHD.
Nope.
Sitting
here talking about resolutions and everything like that. Let's be honest, everybody. We're all not going to lose weight for our New Year's resolution. Do something more realistic. We've been doing this whole we're going to lose weight for the past who knows how many years. It ain't going to happen. Just accept it.
Just accept it. Move on with your life.
Say you're going to give your dog a bath or something. That's more realistic. Maybe you're going to walk down to get your mail. I believe it. You're gonna walk your dog more. You're gonna maybe give it a bath more often.
You could be like Kevin from The Office and want to eat more vegetables.
Yep, there you go. Eat more vegetables.
Do the perfect cartwheel.
Do something. Give yourself something else.
Give yourself a chance.
Yeah, give yourself a chance to succeed. Because we all know not one of us are going to succeed on losing weight on our New Year resolution.
Oh, goodness. Ah.
Don't lie to yourself. Just don't do it. Start off with a good, like, positive vibe of the new year. Not, I'm going to lose weight. And then you get 2 months in, you're like, damn, I'm not going to do it.
2 months in. I realize it after the first couple weeks.
Hey, I'm trying to give the benefit of the doubt here.
I like to eat too much.
Yeah, food's good.
Food is good. And with my kind of cooking and my kind of baking, it's hard. It's hard not to eat.
Food never leaves me.
It loves me.
It loves me for who I am.
Oh, we're going off on a tangent here. See?
Shit happens.
I guess we can bring this up now. John and I had been talking about, in the future, not something we're going to do right now because we have to get everything situated with Pagan Haven podcast and our brand as a whole. But we were thinking about starting another podcast where just me and John just sit and BS and just talk. If you guys want to hear that,
it'd be entertaining.
If it's something you guys are interested in, please leave a comment, whether you're on YouTube. We do see the comments, by the way, on our Anchor app.
He does, I don't.
Well, I send them to you. And
sometimes.
Everyone was so receptive to having John here. I'm so glad that he was so welcome, that you guys just loved him off the bat, which I know he has a big head and ego that he already knew that was going to happen.
No, I don't. I talk like I do. I don't really. I just do it for, what was it? The Vine. I do it for the Vine.
Do it for the Vine. You're showing your age. But if it is something you guys are interested in, if you think it would be funny, we can definitely think about doing that. Just leave us a comment about it. And again, like I said, thank you so much for the comments. We appreciate them so much. It really does, it's nice to know that we are doing something here. that people not only
tell your friends.
Tell your friends, yes.
Tell your friends.
Share us. Be Pagan Haven proud.
Yeah.
I think we need a Pagan Haven proud shirt now.
Well, yeah, we could do that too.
What were you talking about?
No, I was just saying, like, just share it. Get people in here. We need more people.
We do.
The more people we get, the more fun we have, and the more fun you guys have.
Exactly.
Because then the crazier we'll end up getting.
Exactly.
Especially if we do start a new podcast, because that shit's gonna get wild.
I know, because we also have other friends that we could just get into, do a podcast with us. Be like, hey, this week we brought this friend, and yeah, it will definitely be fun because we definitely have a crazy group of friends. Like I said in the last podcast, John and I have known each other since we were like 11 years old. So like
too fucking long.
Agreed. Very, very long. But anyways, let's get back to this. So the last thing that you should be doing, during Yuletide, because like I said, it's a 12-day long celebration, like 12 days of Christmas. You're going to want to use this time to declutter your space. Yule is to be releasing old like ways, old habits, just like you're going into a new year. So you're going to do some Yuletide cleansing. Not only are you going to be
cleaning.
Well,
wrong time
now
of the
it's
year.
Yuletide cleansing. Yuletide cleansing now. Not only are you going to be cleaning around your house, you're also going to be spiritually cleansing your home, using plants like pine, needles, mistletoe, obviously saging. It's basically you're getting ready for the new year, so you want to try to get rid of the old stuff that you don't want to take into the new year.
Burn it all.
Just burn the house, buy a new one. Start over.
Throw it all in with the Yule log or Yule log.
Throw it away. It's fine. Throw it away. Right in the garbage.
Full-blown Family Guide episode. Lois, just get rid of it. It doesn't bring happiness. Get rid of it.
It doesn't bring happiness. But anyways, that is actually the last of what I have to talk about Yule. So I just want to talk about what we're going to see moving forward. Obviously, like I said, we are working on an actual Pagan Haven studio. I know in this episode, me and John are not in the same studio. We couldn't really do video. I have my dog in the background making noises. Like, we're making it work for this episode, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. But moving forward, it's going to get a lot better because our next episode is going to be together in our studio. I'm so excited for it. If you guys have any ideas of how to decorate or anything, please let us know, especially on social media or, just in the comments. Our next episode is going to be dropping on January 15th, which is going to be about Loki's family line. So we're going to talk about Loki, his parents, his wife, his mistresses, his children. I'm very excited to get into it because I already started the script and it is coming along great. I'm so excited about it. But we are actually looking at possibly making more than one episode a month. Me and John were talking about it, and if we can try to get in the groove, I would like to be able to try to do this bi-weekly. Doing one episode as a more in-depth, longer episode like this one, where we get really into things and explain things, and we can do the other episode about movies or TV shows or games, kind of like we did with the Marvel versus Norse.
Or just sit here and harass Astrid the whole damn time. Until she gives up.
That's what you do anyways. That's what you do anyways.
Well, whatever.
Don't you know I'll never give up?
Yeah.
I just annoy you back.
Yep.
But yeah, make sure you're checking us out on social media. Definitely get our subscribers up to at least 100 on YouTube, because we said once we get to 100 subscribers on YouTube, we'll start doing
lives. We're gonna go live!
We are gonna go live, where you can ask us questions, be able to actually sit there and talk to us, see us in real time, basically, and see that this is not an act. We're literally assholes to each other.
On a daily.
We like to have fun, goof off. Like, it's yeah, it's a good time. So definitely, like I said, make sure you're sharing us around. Make sure you're subscribing to us, following us. Give us ratings when you're seeing us on Spotify and stuff. Give us those 5 stars. And yeah, make sure you're following us on TikTok. We do some of our previews of episodes whenever we're doing those. We post them on there so that you can see them.
Oh, we also brought up about how we're going to start trying to do some TikToks together.
Yes. Yeah, we were going to try to do some collabs. I don't know exactly what we're going to do with that because I'm more of a cosplayer and a teacher, and you're just kind of a
I'm just going to
worker.
wreck everything.
Wreck everything.
That's it. You're going to do your thing, and I'm just going to come in out of nowhere and just be like, yep, so what's going on here?
Be in the middle of my cosplay, and then you're just like, wait, we were supposed to show up in makeup?
What the hell are you wearing? We're supposed to be going to the movies.
Oh my god. Can I please put makeup and a wig on you?
I don't know. I don't know about that. Remember when they did that shit to me on Halloween in high school? Had me looking like freaking poison.
They straightened your hair. They straightened
my hair. They put eyeliner on.
Come on, we need everyone comment. John Carter needs to put a wig and makeup on a TikTok.
Nope.
Just one?
No.
How many likes would it take for you? How many likes would it take you?
How many likes?
Yeah, shit. Like if I made this a video and I put it on TikTok and I'm like, hey, how many likes would it take for me to put a wig?
I'll go realistic. I ain't gonna be like some of them people on TikTok. They're like, I want 1 million. I'd say 10,000.
10,000 likes?
10,000 likes, I'd do it.
Okay, well, I guess we're gonna have to get to 10,000 likes. No matter where you are listening to this, where you are watching this, you need to go on to Astra the Viking Queen's TikTok, find this video, and make sure you're liking and sharing, and we will get John in a wig and makeup.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I mean, if it works, I mean, if y'all really want to see it, so be it. I mean, this is all to have fun anyway. So,
right.
If that's going to be something that's going to be fun for everybody watching, then so be it. I'll do it.
Right? I'll record the whole process.
Oh, shit. Now you're getting too far. Now you're getting weird.
You don't want to show everyone how you transitioned from beast to beauty?
Yeah.
I do it to myself all the time.
Well, it's more realistic with you. Me, it's, you know.
We'll make you the prettiest person that you've ever seen.
And the Beast.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this episode, listening to this episode, giving us a chance here. I hope we entertained you. I hope we taught you something new today. And we will see you. We will see you again on January 15th, maybe even sooner. You definitely want to make sure you're following us on the social media pages so that you could get heads up for if there is going to be a random episode dropping. But definitely January 15th, we're going to be talking about Loki and his family line. And we will see you again.
Get your popcorn. It's going to be a long one.
Yes. And you guys have a wonderful Christmas, a blessed Yule, a happy Hanukkah, whatever you guys celebrate during this winter solstice. Just have a blessed time.
Yeah, what she said.